Years ago, when Sig Sauer introduced the Sig P365, the very first, what's now referred to as a micro compact 9, really allowing a size of a handgun much smaller than your typical compact handguns, but carrying 11 plus, 12 plus, 13 plus. It's really was an incredible breakthrough. And ever since then, pretty much everybody started making a micro 9 once they saw it could be done. Literally everybody, Sig Sauer, Smith & Wesson, Ruger, Taurus, everybody jumped on this bandwagon. And now what we're seeing is if you want a micro 9, you can look around and there is a wealth of guns to choose from with a very large range of prices as well. To many degrees, most things being equal. But there definitely is one that stands out that I believe is by far the best micro compact for the money. All right. Well, as soon as that Sig P365 came out, I jumped on that bandwagon as well. I've owned 2 of them, just the regular carry and the XL. Great handguns. Neither one of them I loved enough to keep, really just wanted to review, take a look, and traded them for something else. But I've continued to look at the different micro compacts out there, and there's some of them that I just kind of think, you know what, that's a little bit pricey. But the Taurus GX4 is the one that I'm going to give as the best bang for the buck. Well, why is that? Well, if you look at Taurus kind of historically, generally speaking, out of Brazil, they purchased many years ago an old Smith & Wesson factory that was closing down. So they had a Smith & Wesson revolver factory. And for really decades, all they made was just a bunch of very affordable Smith & Wesson revolvers. Just pretty much put Taurus on it. Then they purchased the Beretta factory in Brazil, and then they were making a bunch of Smith & Wesson revolvers and a bunch of Beretta 92s, just with the Taurus name on them. And this continued really until the last decade. They started really getting way more innovative, creating their own technologies and their own firearms. The semi-automatic guns that they've been making this decade have grabbed a hold of me for several reasons. When they first started with the striker fired concept, just like Glock was doing or anybody else, they actually created what I believe to be this really fantastic 2-stage trigger where you get a little bit of a take-up before you hit that wall. I just think it's a little bit safer. I like a 2-stage trigger. It's my favorite kind of trigger for the most part. But they kind of mastered that. And then they made, things like the PT709 Slim. That gun was slim, and you can pick that up for like $120. Then they got into the PT111, which is kind of like their Glock 19. But again, it had that 2-stage trigger on it, which evolved into the G3C. But now they've come out with this GX4, which of course makes sense because everybody else is coming out with a micro 9. Taurus might as well also. But here's what you got. You're well under $300 on this firearm. It's pretty fantastic for what you're getting. I found it shot just as good as the Sig P365, but in some degrees almost half the price. You can almost buy 2 of these for the price of a P365. But ultimately what you got is you got an 11 plus single action only striker fired 9mm. It's little over an inch wide, 1.08 inches wide and 4.4 inches high. This is what shows. This is what matters if you're going to conceal carry. So these are reasonable dimensions when it comes to a concealed carry handgun. It's got a 3.06 inch barrel with a 1 in 10 twist. And the fit and finish on this firearm is beautiful. I love the looks of it. The grip texturing's nice. It's a really beautiful gun that fires fantastic. I found it to be incredibly accurate shooting it. I had exactly 0 malfunctions at all, put about 100 rounds through it. Just a super fun gun to shoot. And again, I don't think the SIG P365 is any better at all. I really don't. You could also get this GX4 where you could put on a red dot. I just wanted the small carry version of it, just wanted to really get it out and shoot it and see what it did. And, you know, again, I'm just going to say for the money, I mean, under $300, you can get a fantastic, very accurate micro compact 9 that I believe is going to be incredibly reliable and incredibly accurate the entire time you own it. That has only been my experience with Taurus so far. I'm trying to think if I've ever had a malfunction out of any of their firearms, and I don't believe I have now that I think about it. So there you go. What's the best micro compact 9 for the money? I strongly believe it's going to be the Taurus GX4. You know, and kind of from there, you go up to the Canik's going to be your next one. Then you're going to get into the SIG. You know, it's just going to keep going up from there. This is the bottom dollar. And for the money, I just don't think it can be beat. So there you go. What's the best micro compact 9 for the money? Definitely the Taurus GX4, in my humble opinion. Any thoughts or insight? Definitely put it below. Again, don't forget to call and enter to win that free boat. That number is below. But the most important part of this channel is we take prayer requests. So please don't ever hesitate to send that in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, and love guns.